Hello and welcome to Anime Recapped. Today we'll be covering episode 5 to 8 of the anime Parallel World Pharmacy. This is the second of 3 parts. Lay back and enjoy the recap. Pharma would establish his pharmacy days later, and spectators would believe that he is simply toying with his parents' money. Pharma would illustrate how serious he is, though, when he delivers a statement about his dedication to delivering inexpensive medicine to everyone in the town. After a month, the Pharma discloses that things aren't going as well as he had planned. And she arrives with the findings of a poll she completed entirely on her own. Her survey reveals that the people in town are intimidated by the seal outside the pharmacy, and they are afraid of being punished for not knowing how to properly speak to a noble like Pharma. They are also afraid of the guards outside, and they wonder if their clothing will be appropriate for a noble's pharmacy. Pharma planned to make the pricing adjustable, but a poll revealed that it caused customers to believe the costs would be excessively expensive. As a result, the organization decided to make some alterations, including posting actual prices outside. And they finally get their first return customer. His name is Mr. Jean, and Pharma recommends medicine to prevent scurvy because he is out at sea frequently. Mr. Jean appears uncomfortable though and leaves the store. Pharma would spot him outside speaking to a group of men but would be interrupted by masked customers. Bruno and Pharma's mother Beatrice pay a visit, and Beatrice recommends selling cosmetics, but Bruno is passionately opposed to face powder since ladies who use it are prone to acne. When a customer, the aristocratic Chloe de Chatelain, abruptly recedes, he diagnoses her with anemia induced by bloodletting. Chloe is happy with a non-toxic cosmetics that hydrates and prevents sunburn created by a primitive process to make skin lighter. Customers searching for good-grade cosmetics at an affordable price rapidly overwhelm Pharma. Chloe is so grateful that she offers to finance a second shop dedicated only to cosmetics, with Pharma as manager and staff comprised of young female pharmacists who have all lost careers owing to having children. Pharma and his family visit Bruno's new lands, the Duchy of Marshears, which includes ports in farmland and along the coast. Days later, Pharma and his father travel to the area given to Bruno by the Empress. It is the country of Marseille, and it is the nation's most significant commercial port. Most importantly, it is a large producer of medical plants. Bruno is given a report on the state of the country and tensions with neighboring countries. Pharma is not needed to go, but it is encouraged that he go visit the water. When he arrives at the beach, he is welcomed by Blanche, who eagerly wants to go swimming. Pharma is hesitant to let her go because his father warned him not to. Lot wants to go as well, and the two promise to only dip their feet in. Pharma relents. While swimming, Blanche is unexpectedly swept away by a riptide. Pharma pursues her and, in his despair, triggers a power that separates the water, allowing him to transport Blanche to safety along the ocean floor. Eleanor is astounded since Pharma's power was plainly a negative aspect of fine art, instead of moving the water. He erased it from existence, which is unthinkable. Pharma worries his own abilities for a minute, but Ellen reminds him how great it is that he was able to save Blanche that night. Pharma recognizes that he didn't just delete the water molecules since there was no salt left over, which implies he must have eradicated the sea water itself. Pharma is moved when Jean and his team, who are appreciative for his anti-scurvy sweets, arrive to assist clean up, as do other business owners who offer to be good neighbors. When a lady appears and claims her father is ill, Pharma departs to heal him but is drawn to a barren field where he is met by a diocesan inquisitor. The anime continues and Pharma was suddenly surrounded by a group of men wearing white robes led by Salomon. He realized that Salomon and his men may have ordered the woman to frame him. Salomon then asks about Pharma's identity while confirming that Pharma is the boy his subordinates mentioned a while ago, then informs him that he and his group are the inquisitors of the Diocese of Panactios, the leading religious order of the Sanfluve Empire. Pharma then remembered Ellen's words about the Diocese of Panactios, which had even more authority in the religious field than the Queen. Pharma wards off their magical assaults while pleading to them that he means no harm to anyone. At first, Pharma didn't want to fight back, but because the people were stubborn, he finally used his strength to make Solomon fall from his horse. Not long after, God Yakuzan suddenly appeared as Pharma, who told them to stop attacking him because he came to this world not to fight but to use his power to heal others. At the same time, Salomon and company noticed the sacred mark on Pharma's arm, a sacred symbol of a god of limitless power. Salomon and his group soon realized that the shadowless body and the sacred symbol of the Yakuzan god were proof that Pharma was actually an incarnation of a god. Pharma prevents Solomon from committing suicide to atone for his sin and performs emergency surgery to mend the Inquisitor's leg, which was severely broken during the attack. A month later, Solomon was fully recovered. Visits. Ellen tells Pharma that a newly appointed head pastor came to the pharmacy, and it turned out to be Salomon, who wanted to thank Pharma and give him a present. Salomon then told Pharma that he had sent a report to the leadership of the Diocese of Panistheos that there was no sign of straying in San Louv and that there had never been a boy without a shadow. Hearing that, Pharma thanked Salomon and was greatly relieved that now no one had suspected him anymore. He also brings several gifts, including a set of pastries, a divine staff named the Panic Rabos, and a talisman which suppresses Pharma's divine art aura, allowing him to cast a shadow. Varen is still disappointed by the reduction in sales across the board. They discussed Pharma's pharmacy, which has added a cosmetic shop branch and is planning to open a third. It comes out that Pierre's wife has recently started covertly purchasing Pharma's cosmetics. Pierre has punished her as a result of this. According to one union member, cosmetics are so well known that female clients are highly interested in these cosmetic items. Pierre, on the other hand, remained mute despite hearing the dialogue. Varen approached Pierre, who was silent, and inquired about the otherworldly pharmacy. Despite their lower socioeconomic situation, Pierre is unable to find a doctor who will aid Marie until Pharma invites him to his pharmacy and delivers great therapy and affordable price to Marie. The next day, Pierre sat dejectedly in front of his destroyed drugstore. Pharma had just gone past the business. When Pharma noticed him seated in front of his drugstore, he recognized Pierre as the pharmacy's owner and inquired as to what had transpired. Pierre indicated that after telling the pharmacist union how to investigate Mary, he was no longer the drugstore owner. As a result, the narcotics and company licenses were seized. Pharma, feeling terrible, then apologizes since Pierre's pharmacy has been damaged. There was no need for Pharma to apologize, according to Pierre. Instead, he was so taken by Pharma's drugs and pharmacy that he decided to switch. However, because the union expelled him, he was unable to conduct business in his own nation. Pierre considered migrating to another country and starting over because it was his only option. Pierre admits to taking Marie to Pharma and believes Saint Fluff should learn from him rather than despise him. One of Varen's children died because an aristocratic doctor refused to treat him, thus he would never trust Pharma. Pierre is ejected from the guild, his pharmacy license is cancelled, and his business is demolished after discovering this. Pharma offers Pierre to join the compounding pharmacy guild he recently established with Elizabeth's approval, allowing Pierre to continue working as a pharmacist while being supported by his wife and kid. If you like this episode, feel free to like and subscribe to not miss any future uploads.